thought that I would have to have surgery. I thought I would have to have a tummy tuck and a BBL and lipo just to get the body that I want. No. Hey guys, my name is Rakia Moore. If you are new, welcome to my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so I'm super excited about doing this video because I'm gonna teach you guys how to build curves. Now, if you guys do not know, I lost 100 pounds naturally a little bit over 10 years ago. So I've been on this journey for a long, long time. And now I am a certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, dance instructor. Baby, I do it all, okay? And I'm here to help you get the results that you want. So let's get into the video. So first things first, growing up, I've never had like true curves. Like I was always built like a fat little kid. And I hate to say that, but I mean, that's kind of how people describe me. So yeah, so I never really had curves, right, growing up. And I always got picked on for like not having a booty. I had thighs though, them thighs was thick, but I never had a booty, okay? And so after my weight loss journey, babe, I lost pretty much everything, like all the curves, just everything. And how I got the curves that I want, listen, no amount of cardio, no amount of HIIT workouts, no amount of military training that I had, no amount of CrossFit helped me get these curves. And everything that I've done during that period, they were great workouts, but none of that helped me like actually build curves, okay? So now I'm gonna give you guys tips on how I built curves naturally, how you can build curves naturally. Even if you have loose skin, I don't care what you look like, baby. We're gonna build that body up and I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Let's get started. First things first, I need you to let go of your current thoughts about weight loss and building curves, okay? And I need you to have an open mind. Weight loss is not easy, it's very drastic, and a lot of people develop eating disorders. And I was one of those people. Actually, when I was in the military, I was diagnosed with bulimia. And when I tell you I went through hell and I was in the hospital so much while I was in the military, okay, thank God we got it under control and I'm in a better space and I have a great relationship with food now. I started building curves around 3 years ago and I was well within the weight range that I wanted to be. So if you are well within your weight range, maybe 20, 30 pounds or so within the range that you want to be, this is the video for you and you can start really building those curves. So the first thing that I had to stop doing was excessive cardio. And after my weight loss journey, I was one of those skinny fats. So I was skinny, but I didn't have a lot of muscle tone. I just wasn't really like built like that, if that makes sense, okay? And that's because even though I did do weights, I did not prioritize weight training like that. I did a lot of cardio and it didn't give me the body that I want. Yes, that stomach was flat, the stomach was snatched. Even with loose skin, stomach was snatched, but it did not give me the body that I want. And I need you guys to change your mind about how we see cardio. So cardio actually helps us burn calories. Cardio helps put us in a caloric deficit. Cardio is great for cardiovascular health, okay? So if you have heart issues, or I understand if you are well overweight, of course you have to do cardio. That's what the doctors are gonna tell you. But this video is after weight loss. We're not focusing on cardio right now. This is building. We're building, not taking away, we're building, all right? Stay with me. So once I stopped doing so much cardio and I focused on weight and doing weight training, that's when I started to see changes in my body. And that's when I really started falling in love with my body, because I thought that I would have to have surgery. I thought I would have to have a tummy tuck and a BBL and lipo just to get the body that I want. No, you just have to remember your goals and work towards what you want. I knew I wanted to build my body up, so that's what I focused on, was weight training. You're not gonna be masculine, you're not gonna be manly. Trust me when I say, if you want them curves, lift them weights. So what are we gonna stop doing? Excessive cardio. Okay, so how much cardio should you do? That's up to you. So typically I do heavy cardio days maybe twice a week. I do sometimes like to warm up before my workouts. Maybe do the bike for a little bit, the spin bikes for a little bit, and do about 10 to 15 minutes of that. Nothing super high intensity. I don't do that anymore. And especially after I hurt my hip, I can't run. I can't do a lot of that stuff anymore. And when I say excessive cardio, I mean you doing like an hour of cardio like every day. That's not what we want, because you're taking away from the carbs, okay? And if you're doing that much cardio, you need to make sure that the food is matching. Let the food match. We're not starving ourselves. We're not bird eating. So let's get into the next section. So let's talk about food, carbs, proteins, etc. I get asked a lot, okay, well, how many calories am I supposed to eat? Y'all, there are so many nutrition calculators online. I'm gonna link down some nutrition calculators where you can calculate your calories based on your weight, age. I will say that if you're trying to build, baby, you're gonna have to eat. You're gonna have to eat. We're not bird eating. And I need you guys to prioritize your protein. The only way that you cannot do a high protein diet is if you have liver issues, and I have had clients before that just protein is not good for them. They can't eat meat, and that's all because of their blood type. So protein and eating meat, I don't judge people who are vegan, because some people really, their bodies cannot handle meat. And that's because of their blood type and a lot of different stuff. That's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But I need you guys to prioritize your protein, and I need you to eat more. How many calories do I eat? Personally, me, I eat between, I would say 1,800 to 2,200 calories a day. I do. I eat quite a bit. I make sure my protein intake is pretty high. Protein is the building blocks of our muscles, right? So you need that protein to help with muscle recovery. So you need to prioritize protein. And I need you guys to stop what you're thinking about carbs. You need carbs. You need them, babe. You need them. I didn't start seeing results too because I thought carbs, oh my gosh, carbs is bad, carbs is bad. Baby, carbs gonna get that booty fat. Sweet potatoes, rice, you need it. Especially if you're trying to build muscle, okay? So stop the negative thoughts about carbs. Carbs are the primary source of fuel for your body. It's immediate energy. So that's why a lot of people who do what's the diet called where it's fat? It's just you're eating fats and there's no carbs. The diet that I'm talking about, guys, is the keto diet. I don't know why I couldn't call it, but I've tried every diet there is out there and none of them work. That's why a lot of them be like this. They be walking zombies because how do you have energy? You need immediate energy, and that's why you need carbs. You need carbs. Say it with me. I need carbs. Hey, I need carbs. You need carbs. Sorry, you do. You need a well-balanced diet. So once I really started focusing on my nutrition, eating whole foods and supplements, I do drink my protein shakes, eating whole foods, grains, fruit, eating my berries every day, eating my greens, prioritizing my protein. Once I started having a whole food diet, as well as not eliminating one whole food group, that's when my body began to change and build. So what are we not doing? Eliminating carbs, eliminating things that we think are bad. No food is just super bad. Now cheese, okay, cheese may bloat you, but there's nothing wrong with a little cheesy cheese every now and then. What's wrong with a little cheese? That bread. Oh, I was okay, y'all. Now, a lot of people are probably gonna have a lot of negative things to say about waist trainers. And listen, I don't care. It's always the people that was skinny and just built muscle that always got something negative to say about waist trainers. And I tell people, if you've never been in my situation, if you've never been big and had to lose weight and build your body back up, then hush. Because let me tell you something about waist trainers. How y'all think I got the hourglass shape? Okay? Throughout my weight loss journey, I wore waist trainers. Now, the comfortable ones. I don't do the ones with the hooks because, baby, you want to mess up your skin? You want bruises and all kind of pinching into the skin and messing up your organs? I don't do those. I do the ones that's comfortable, that I can wear for 5 to 8 hours a day. I can work out in. And let me give y'all the tea. So waist trainers are really good to help you lose water weight, especially around your stomach area. That's why you probably see a lot of people going to the sauna. It's really a thing. You lose water weight when you wear waist trainers and you lose it in that area. So I recommend wearing a waist trainer and get you some sweat cream, boo, and you want to see some results. Now, the results are never permanent. Here's why. Because if you wearing a waist trainer and you finna go get a triple cheeseburger out from McDonald's and you eating cookies, cakes, pies, chips, and dip, and pizza, you think that waist finna be like that? Absolutely not. So waist trainers are not an end all be all. However, it has been so helpful on my journey, especially with being consistent. So yes, waist trainers are great. I know a lot of people hate on them, but baby, when you do it and you do it right and you eat right and you grind and you work for it, baby, them results are crazy. So make sure you check out the website for this waist trainer. They go all the way up to an 8XL, boo. Oh yeah, 8XL, yeah. Building curves is also about ratio illusion. We want to focus on the ratio. The goal that we want to focus on is keeping the waist slim while building up the other parts around. So focusing on upper body, but heavy on the lower body, okay? So that we can get that illusion of the hourglass shape and the BBL effect. So how do we keep our waist small while building up the other parts of our body? By simply eating clean. Okay, you gotta eat clean. You still have to do cardio. Now, before I said do not do excessive cardio, but you still wanna do cardio. So you wanna eat clean, you wanna do cardio, and you also want to focus on weight training, lifting. You also want to focus on every single muscle group. Do not skip. Okay, because let's just say you start working out and you start just focusing on your glutes, but you don't focus on your hamstrings, your calves. So now you really look like you got a BBL because now your butt big and your legs are small. Okay, so we want to focus on a program that builds everything. Upper body, you want to focus on the biceps, the triceps, the back. Focus on every single muscle group. Do not leave out a muscle group, okay? But again, creating curves is about ratio, okay? I have spent so much time focusing on my lower body, building my glutes, to the point where, girl, okay, your butt is getting super big, but you also gotta work on your calves. You also gotta work on your quads and your hamstrings too. So, and I noticed that when I really started focusing on my quads and hamstrings, that what really gave me that curve that I want. Yes, glutes, focusing on your glutes, getting a big butt, that's great and all too. That's gonna help you build curves, yes. However, you still have to work on other parts too. I noticed that I really began to get that hourglass shape when I started working on my quads. So when I started getting them thighs thicker and the front illusion of my waist to hip to thigh was just, okay, it's getting there, okay? Next tip is I want you to throw that scale away because of the fact that you could literally drink 2 bottles of water or 1 bottle of water and you go weigh yourself. Of course, it's gonna say you're 2-3 pounds heavier, duh, okay? The scale is not gonna take into account your curves and you building muscle. It's just simply weight. You could be holding in water weight, okay? And that's something that I struggle with over the years too, is focusing so much on the scale. If I gain 2 pounds or 4 pounds, I'm having a mental breakdown. I'm weighing myself 2, 3, 4, 5, really sometimes up to 10 times a day because I'm just super obsessed with the scale. I became such a slave to the scale that I could not make progress. I was a slave to my eating disorder and I was a slave to the scale. And that's why I was not seeing a lot of progress, because anytime I did build a little bit of muscle or I was not happy with the scale, guess what I did? Go do excessive cardio. Oh, let's go work this off. I just ate bad. Let me go work it off. No, we're not gonna be a slave to food. We're not gonna be a slave to the scale, okay? We want to enjoy our lives. We want to build while enjoying our lives, while making this a lifestyle, okay? This is a lifestyle. We want to eat healthy because it makes us feel good, okay? Especially brain-wise, y'all, anytime I eat bad or eat something sugary or donut or just eat something I'm really not supposed to be eating, my brain just does not function the way that it normally should. Right? And I just feel terrible. I'm gassy. My stomach feels terrible. I can't think straight. I'm not focused. My mood is low. And so that's why you should focus on eating clean, getting whole foods, and just making this truly a lifestyle. So the goal with building curves, just like any other program, is now that you know, get the right program, work each muscle group. Do not do excessive cardio. Cardio is important. Cardio helps you burn calories, so you still want to burn calories, but you just don't want to go overboard. Okay, you want to lift more than you do cardio. You also want to focus on core exercises. So as somebody who battled with loose skin, who still battles with loose skin, core exercises has given me the definition that I want in my body. So even though I do have loose skin on my stomach, babe, when I tell you I love just the sculpt of my stomach, and I was thinking, the fact that I was still thinking, sometimes I do still think about doing a tummy tuck or lipo, but I don't want my belly button looking funny. So that's just kind of out of the picture. I really, really like the way my body looks, and that's because I've spent time really building it up. And building your body up is gonna take a long time. It may take years, it may take months to get it to where you wanna be, but the goal is to just start now, boo. You want to start now, okay? I'd rather work hard and take care of my body now than go sit on somebody's table and still not get the results I want and still not work out after. Because if you learn how to take care of your body now, you will, future-wise, you won't have to worry about being fat and out of shape and worrying about health problems. So let's work on this now. This is not just about building curves and getting the BBL effect. This is about making it a lifestyle and feeling good and feeling confident about yourself. So I hope that you guys got so much out of this video. Please give sis a like, comment, and subscribe, okay? Leave a comment down below. And if you need help, you can always message me on Instagram. Girl, just message me, okay? And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Thinking about you day and